Hello, I'm Adam Moody with the Productivity Academy. Today I want to talk to you about the daily review and why this is really important and one of those foundational building blocks that you can use to increase your productivity, become more organized, to become literally the person you want to be. Now, that's a big statement and I'm going to get into that in a minute, but what I want to do first is really show you exactly how you can do this. Okay, so it's simple on the surface. I want you, if you can guarantee that you will take 10 to 15 minutes and do this once a day for a week, you're going to start seeing results that are far outweigh that 10 to 15 minute time investment. Okay, if you don't have 10 to 15 minutes to make your life better, to save time, to increase revenues from your business, then this isn't going to help you and you probably shouldn't be watching this, and that's okay. Okay, so if you're still with me, that's great. Let's get into it. So the big steps of this is gathering all of your information and loose ends into one system. And so what I mean by this is in the morning, I'll gather any notes I've made. So that might be a Post-it. I use apps like Todoist and Evernote. Okay, if you've heard of these are ways, obviously of gathering your information or making notes or, writing things down, taking pictures. But I gather all of that loose items, and then along with my calendar, I start to go through my day. And I do this because I want to know when things are occurring, but I also need to know what I need to do. So for example, that Post-it note may have two little scribbles on it about some tasks I need to do, or assign, or decide what to do with. Todoist overnight maybe, or while I was out in the evening, maybe I wrote down a reminder of something I needed to do. And an Evernote, sometimes I'll take a picture and file it for later. So I want to go through and review and see what to do with all these. If I haven't touched them or classified or done anything with them, then I need to do that in the daily review. And the calendar, again, is to make sure that I'm aware of any upcoming meetings. What am I doing with my time? Okay, and so I'm getting all this together. And then what I'm going to do is batch these together. So I start digitally myself. I use Todoist. You can use any number of to-do apps, or you can do this on a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen. But you start organizing these things together. Maybe you've got a task where you need to send an email to a supplier. You need to write an email, a promotional email for your business. And then, you need to write an invoice to somebody. Well, those are similar tasks, so we would kind of lump those together. Okay, you don't have to lump like tasks. It could be done maybe by business or project. Okay, but that's up to you to decide. For myself, I would say, I need to write 2 emails, so I'm going to put those kind of together because they're very similar in my mind for the way I do things. Okay, and then once you've batched these together is what it's calling, now you can prioritize. So you've taken all of your information, you've collected it in one place, you've kind of rearranged it all so you've got things kind of lumped together into like tasks. Now look at those and say which one of these is the single most important. All right, and that is going to be the very first thing that you start working on. You work on that until it's done, and then you can work on the next most important. Okay, and this has the effect of keeping you from worrying about those fires that come up, although you'll certainly need to work on lowering your distractions. And what I mean by that is, you get a message, oh, this other thing needs to be done, okay? I'm not going to tell you to never pay attention to those because sometimes there's very important things that crop up. But 95% of the time, these messages and these fires that we feel like we have to put out, in fact, we don't need to. And so that's why we want to focus on prioritizing our tasks and working on those first. Now, like I said at the beginning, this is a 10 to 15 minute process. Up till now, I have now expanded to about 30 minutes so that I can do a little bit more in-depth review. But I would say if you can give yourself 15 minutes, but set a reminder, like any habit, you need to build this, okay? And a good time to do this for most people is in the morning, okay? When you're setting down before you check your emails, okay? If that's part of your process that you have to pull data in, that's fine. You check your email then, but don't get sucked into your email inbox. Do it before you start getting involved, getting phone calls, whatever it is you do at work or your business, okay? And then you set that reminder. You could use an alarm on your phone. You could use a calendar app like Google Calendar. There's all sorts of things, but you set that reminder so that you do this at the same time every day. And myself, I still use a reminder even though I've been doing this for years. And then the one thing you want to make sure you do with that is to keep it going. This is something you can do 7 days a week, okay? And if you want to, I would say, sure, you can try this just on business days, but this is just a great habit to get into, because even, let's say you're on a trip, or you're even on vacation, just thinking about what is it I want to do today. Maybe, when you're on vacation, you're not checking your emails, hopefully, or pulling Post-its or something, but you still might want to take a few minutes and just look at your calendar. Hey, did I maybe schedule a call that I want to make? Is there somebody's birthday I need to remember? And those types of things. And what do I want to do with my time? And just being a little bit more mindful, and applying yourself and going after those things you want to do. And I like it because it makes you into that person that doesn't forget meetings. You don't miss deadlines. You don't miss these other important events, and you just can feel more relaxed and together, which I think is what a lot of us want. I don't want to produce more widgets. I want to organize my life. I want to be productive, and I want to work towards those goals that I have. So thanks for watching this first one. This has given you the steps to actually do and perform a daily review. And next we're going to go a little bit into why is doing the daily review important and what else could you do to improve.